It feels like they wanted to make a statement with the EX line, and they've made that statement.
I would suggest if you're looking to replace your outboards or you're looking at a new boat, maybe this is an option that you need to do a little research on.
Welcome to another episode of the Southern Boating Podcast. I'm Ian Sneed.
I'm James Anderson.
And today we're going to hit two topics that we really, feel that our audience is going to enjoy. The first one, we're going to be talking about Cox Diesel engines. Diesel
outboards.
Diesel outboards, right? Because, it could be an inboard. So let's be specific. Outboards. Specifically the new 350. And then we're going to be talking about Tiara Yachts, the EX54 model, which I got to see at Palm Beach. I know they were at Miami, but I didn't get to see it until Palm Beach. I saw that 60, the EX60 in Miami, but the 54 I saw with Steve, our editor-in-chief in Palm Beach. So I have, firsthand experience on this yacht, and it's gorgeous. So I'm excited to get into that.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, two of these things are something that I find a little enjoyment in both of them. I mean, the Tiara Yacht. So why don't we start with Tiara to get started?
Sure. But before we begin, remember, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. Let us know what your thoughts are on diesel outboards and whether that's something that you would use on your boat. Now, it'll be best if you put that comment after we talk about the benefits of it, but let us know if you want right now your feeling on diesel outboards in the comments. So, Tiara.
First off, I like Tiaras. Made in the U.S., Holland, Michigan. But they build a boat that stands out from the rest. When you look at a Tiara, you clearly know it's a Tiara. And they've got some innovations that are really neat in some of their other lines. But now that they make the EX model lineup, which is the EX60 that they released in 2023 at Miami, and then this year with the EX54, which is like its little sister, but I got to tell you, it doesn't feel like a little sister.
And this vessel is their second largest offering, right? EX60 would be their largest, and then the 54, which we'll touch on, is their second largest. They put attention to detail across the board with these models. I mean, not like they don't put attention to detail in the other ones, but what I'm saying is when you look at
there was extra attention, and this is what it feels like.
It feels like they wanted to make a statement with the EX line, and they've made that statement as far as the quality in the little details that you might not recognize until you need it and it's missing. Well, with these models, it's probably not missing. The little detail that you wish was there is probably there.
I can say that. Number one, I think the Model Q in itself feels very elegant.
Yes.
In the way that they approach it. But again, those little details, like one of the little details that I noticed is the dining area. So the dining table actually has a handrail in it, built into it, which is really nice, right? So while you're underway, if you're up and about, you have something to grab onto back there. Not just a counter or not just the dining room table. You actually have a handrail to grab onto. To grab onto, which is really nice. But then just all these little details throughout in the cockpit, the seating area there with the table.
In the mezzanine area?
Down below the mezzanine.
Okay.
In the cockpit. It's got a fold-up table too, but the fold-up table is actually made out of resined bamboo or resin-soaked bamboo instead of teak, which is really nice. Obviously, bamboo's a lot less in weight.
Yeah, but the resin makes up for that.
And one of the things that the article talks about is that though you would think bamboo's light, when they did this, the table does not feel light by any means. It's got a substantial feel to it.
Right.
And then as you move up onto the mezzanine, you have another seating area, which was really nice.
So when you say mezzanine, are you talking about like the swim platform area?
No, that would be the swim platform.
Right.
Yeah, it has.
So because
and then the cockpit is the next level up, and then the mezzanine is the following level up,
which is where the door is to the
right
to the saloon.
Exactly right.
Okay.
So when you step up onto that mezzanine level, you have some more seating on the mezzanine level. Then you also have that little pass-through area that's got the bar stools, which is kind of neat. We see that in some other models, but now Tiara's adapted to it. And I got to say, I kind of like it. We've seen it in Rivieras and Maritimos, so the Australian builders. And now Tiara's kind of picked up on that as well. You know, it's just a nice little conversation area while somebody's working in the galley. And I mean, to me, I like open air feeling. I don't ever really want to be inside. I don't like that feeling, right? So this kind of helps that. So when somebody's, you know, cooking in the galley, you know, it's a little conversation area.
Yeah.
Which is nice. So everybody can be involved. And then it's the other area that I thought was really interesting, that really got my attention, is as you pass through the helm and you go to below deck, the set of stairs that go to below deck, when you look up, that glass windshield extends so far forward that it creates like this atrium effect, like a 2-story atrium in this 54-foot yacht.
Yeah.
And it gives it such a big feeling. You don't, I mean, one of the things is, even at my height, at 6 foot, you know, a lot of times I'm ducking my head because I don't want to hit my head. There's none of that there. You don't have that feeling whatsoever. It gives it a much more expansive feel. And I just really thought that was really nice. And it lets a lot of light in to below deck as well.
Right.
Which was neat.
Which is, to get natural light in there, the way that they did it is very classy and creative, I think. And
I always feel
really
like
how I would describe it.
Natural light, if you can bring natural light in, it gives it a much more welcoming feeling than any type of LED lighting or whatever it may be, halogen lighting, whatever you're using.
But it's funny because I think we do have some LED lighting.
They do
in the main.
They do. There's some LED lighting in the ceilings, and you know, and it's
like you get the best of both worlds, because there's times where you want that, and then there's times where you want the natural light. So you get the best of both worlds with the way they designed it.
Well, you kind of need some lighting when the sun goes down.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean.
So, yes, it's also a 3 stateroom configuration below deck, which I really like. So on a boat or a yacht, this is really a yacht.
It's a yacht.
This 100%. Size, it feels like a yacht. That's for sure. Of like this size, having 3 staterooms is really nice. So it's 3 staterooms, 2 heads. Forward is the VIP stateroom, which is a nice, expansive feeling. Then I think it was to starboard, you had the twin bunks, the over-under bunks. And then midship, you had the owner suite.
Yeah.
And that owner suite is extra nice. The one thing I really liked about the owner suite that you normally don't always see on a yacht this size is it had a washer and a dryer.
Yeah.
Not a combo, but an actual washer and a dryer.
Yeah.
So, which I thought was pretty cool.
I won't lie. I don't remember the staterooms as much, because I really enjoyed, again, the lower, what I viewed as like the lower cockpit area, which is like the swim platform where they have the grill.
The summer kitchen is built into the transom.
Yeah, and then kind of like the upper cockpit area, the mezzanine, what I would consider like the mezzanine cockpit area, which has the two, the seating or the face that's facing each other with the table in between. Like all of that, I really, really enjoyed, because that was the first thing I saw when I saw the vessel.
Step on board.
Yeah, it's the first thing.
And it gives you a pretty bit of a wow factor.
Yeah.
Now, my understanding is that they do offer that in 3 different layouts.
3, yes. Well, yeah, they have that, and I think part of the inside, but I might be mistaken. But no, yeah, they do have 3 different layouts for the yacht.
Right.
Yeah.
I went on their website and didn't see any pictures for the 3 different layouts, but I didn't have a chance to really drill down through their website too much. So I'm interested in seeing the other layouts.
Yeah, me too. I liked the door that's on the starboard side of the helm that opens up so that the captain can quickly access the bow, the starboard side.
Very smart.
Yes.
Very smart. So this could truly be an owner-operator and a one-captain scenario. So, I mean, it's got all the toys and bells and whistles that you need.
Yeah.
The other thing is to the port side from the helm, is a co-captain's chair, right?
Right.
And what I really like that they did, and you see it on a lot of boats these days and a lot of yachts, is that co-captain actually has his own MFD.
Mm-hmm.
So he can be watching the chart plotter, looking for things, planning out routes. So he could be a true co-captain.
Yeah.
Which is very, very nice.
Yes.
This
is definitely a yacht that you have to see. If you can see it in person, you'll be impressed by everything that Tiara Yachts has made,
Absolutely.
has created for you to enjoy.
Again, Tiara always does a fine job with things, and
they're one of my favorite companies. I know, I have not given them the love in our podcast so far that I feel they deserve. They're legitimately one of my favorite companies.
You like them that much?
I really do.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah. They're great.
Again, something about their design is very unique.
Mm-hmm.
It's very elegant feeling. It's made in America, so I love made in America stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're very when they come up with their designs, they make sure that they're unique, they're functional, and they have a good look to them.
Yes.
It fits all the aspects.
Yeah.
So
that's
for Tiara. Now we're going to talk about something.
Yeah, the engine element, but we'll leave links to Tiara Yachts in the description, so make sure you check that out. And next, we're going to talk about Cox Marine.
Yes.
Right?
Diesel outboards.
Outboards, yep.
And diesel, a lot of people don't think of it as being green.
Right.
But it is to an extent.
Yeah,
well, it's lower
emissions.
Right.
Better fuel
fuel
economy.
Consumption. Yep.
Mm-hmm. You can use it on larger vessels as well because of the extra torque, or the more efficient torque.
Right.
I view it as more efficient torque, so that you can push a larger vessel.
Mm-hmm.
I almost said vessel. A larger vessel without wasting as much, gas in the process.
Diesel.
Well, I know, but that's why I did the quote unquote
gas.
Yeah, that's why. Like, for example, if you had a gas engine, you would use more gas trying to push the larger vessel because of the lower torque. If you have the diesel engine, you're not going to use as much diesel
fuel.
Sure, because the torque is able to handle the load.
So the other aspects to it are, we touched on the green aspects, but the other aspect to it is think about your larger yachts that carry a tender, right? Now being able to have a tender that can run a Cox Diesel outboard, you no longer need to keep two types of fuel on board, right?
And
you can have just diesel on board.
Right. So not only is it a storage benefit, it's a safety benefit too, because
100%.
Gas is more combustible than diesel.
Far. It's way more volatile.
So now you're safer. You have more storage because you have less that you have to keep on board, and it's logistically easier as well,
right?
Because you only have to worry about one type of fuel,
right? And then think about for us here in South Florida, right? Going back and forth to the Bahamas. One of the things that we do on most outboards powered vessels or boats is plan out fuel stops.
Yeah.
Right? Well, now you can go to Bimini and back no problem.
Yeah.
You can probably go to Freeport and back depending on how much fuel you can carry.
Right. And still have some left in the tank.
Again, is great, right? Because it's one less thing that I have to worry about while I'm on my trip. As far as a fisherman goes, fishermen can go further for longer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So, there's a lot of benefits to this.
And we covered the Cox, this is the 350 horsepower. This was in April. Is that right?
This is in April's issue engine room. In
our engine column in the April issue, you can get all the details because we're talking about how much torque gets to the propeller, both on their 300 and their 350. So you can kind of decide which one actually fits your vessel best.
Right. And I would also bring up the last part of this is that we didn't talk about just yet is the service intervals.
Right? Oh yeah.
I mean, this is really a big spot.
One.
So average outboard is every 100 hours, right? This Cox outboard is every 250 hours.
Yeah.
So you get twice what I would call a duty cycle out of it before you have to do any type of maintenance,
Yes.
which is absolutely amazing.
And if I'm not mistaken, the maintenance on it is actually a little easier as well, right?
Correct.
There's like 3 things that need to be done, and you're good to go.
So it's much easier. It's longer service intervals. You know, I mean, there's a lot of benefits.
There's a lot of benefits to it.
You know, from safety benefits to emissions benefits to distance and fuel consumption to, I mean, I really don't see how these things can't take off.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, although everybody loves gasoline, we all do. I mean, but diesel, for the most part, doesn't get what it deserves. I mean, it doesn't get, you know, a lot of people talk bad about it because they see trucks and this, that, and the other thing because it puts out, you know, you can see the exhaust basically.
Yeah.
But what a lot of people don't recognize is that, yeah, though you can see it, it's not as bad. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it burns cleaner.
Way cleaner. Yeah. About 30% cleaner.
Yeah.
So I would suggest if you're looking to replace your outboards or you're looking at a new boat, maybe this is an option that you need to do a little research on. Because to me, I think it definitely deserves its place.
It definitely deserves consideration.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's it
that's
today.
Everything for today. Yeah.
So a little bit shorter than normal, but we went over 2 things that are, we went over the Tiara EX54, which is beautiful.
Yep.
And then the Cox Diesel outboard.
Yeah.
And I think, you know,
I think those are two topics that our viewers and our readers are really going to enjoy, especially if they decide to dig in deeper. So I'm going to leave links to both companies in the description so that you can go and continue your research beyond this conversation. But other than that, that's everything we have for you today. So with that, I'm Ian Sneed.
I'm James Anderson.
I got to say it, and we'll see you next time.
We'll see you next week.
He didn't do his homework.
It's not that I didn't do my homework. What time do I have? I still got 50 phone calls to make. My ride home today is going to be nothing but phone calls.
His ride home today is going to be work.
work.
I need to bring like a little gray card or something for the...
Oh, I thought we were doing the silence. I'm sorry.
Oh. You looked at me like I was like, what did I do wrong?
My bad.
Don't worry about that. That's a you and me, haha. I'm not an everybody, haha. Oh, big boy pants.
We're just going to talk about what I've read probably 15 times at this point. I just can't remember them because I read probably 100 articles a week.
Yeah. Eyes on the camera.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm struggling today. I don't know what it is.
It's okay.
It's Thursday.
We all have those days. We're allowed to struggle.
It's Thursday.
We're allowed to struggle. As long as we wake up tomorrow and try again.
Okay.
Okay.